Hey, welcome to my channel where I talk about dolls, and that's literally it. And in this video, I'm going to be unboxing what will likely be my last ruby red haul. That means I have all the dolls that are left in my pile of dolls that have been piling up for the last, I don't know, it's probably been a couple months now. There are 8 dolls this time, and one outfit, and I don't know, maybe a couple other things as I go, we'll see. And if you want a glimpse of what it's going to be in the next however long this is going to take, here are all the boxes I have to open. So what you see on camera right now, it's just a tip, literally a tip of the iceberg. And the reason I have Selena on camera with me is because I'm going to be opening her Sibly, which is not the most important or my most anticipated doll of this haul, but it's up there. Because I've had her for a bit now and really wanted to see how the Sibly looks. Oh, and the first 4 boxes I'm going to open are from the dealer in the Czech Republic. And so I think the limited edition I'll have to open later is exclusive to their website. But I can't find anything about her. I'll get to that more when I get to her. I don't know why I'm talking about it now. I should be focusing on Luna. So the limited edition Sibly dolls don't have a limited edition box, and I can see that so for the record, these had to travel all the way from Czech Republic to Canada. And even though the shipping was really expensive, and the last time I ordered a box of the same amount of dolls as in 3 dolls in one box, I had to pay like $40 in customs charges. And this time it was double. So it was $3 in 2 boxes, so 6 in total. And for some reason, I guess customs was feeling really generous. I didn't get charged in customs this time. So that's really wild. And I feel like her box was too small for her or something. Or maybe, they did their best to get these were put inside another box. So there's a little bit of crunchage, but I'm sure it's fine. The doll will be fine. And so I guess she's a little bit older because there's no tissue paper in here this time. She is number 230, looking at the certificate of authenticity. I hope I'm not like this the whole time. She's 230 of $250 worldwide. And don't be fooled by the broom that's in the picture. She doesn't come with a broom. But I do think around the Halloween season, I'll probably be able to find a doll size broom. Just trying to see if they're the same shade of skin tone and everything. Let me just pull it all out. Oh, she's okay. She's a cute one. She's got the original face, and it looks like her wig's on, but I can see the tissue underneath. And I'm glad. Oop! I hope I don't need any of that stuff. I think it's just the. No, it's her hair clip, so I'm gonna need to get that in before I'm done. Before I do go and get that, I'm gonna open her outfit, all the pieces. I love her freckle pattern. She has, I thought she would have purple eyes like her sister, but so far it doesn't look like that. So in here we've got the crinoline, her cape, basically a mini version of Selena's cape by the looks of it so far. And is it a mini version? It's an altered mini version. It's a little less detailed version of her dress, so I guess I should bring it forward so you can actually see what I'm talking about. And then, in case you didn't see me unboxing Selena over here, this is really just a smaller version, a 12-inch doll version of her outfit. The hat looks the same too, so far. But one thing that's not the same is this. So I ordered Selena from Australia. Okay, yeah, it's just a mini version of her hat. And the doll arrived already stained. And I have a feeling, this is no shade against Australia, but their temperature is a lot different from ours. It's a very hot climate. So I have a feeling that maybe that might have affected the way the dye was able to transfer before I even opened the doll. So that's something to keep in mind. No hate to Australia, but it's hotter out there than in Canada. No shade to Canada. And the shoes, okay, mini versions of the shoes, mini versions of the stockings. So yeah, so that's cute. It's just a really small version. And like I said, so it's not glittery, it's just got a little shimmer to it. The fabric they used has a shimmer, and then the platform soles have glitter sort of baked into it, I guess you could say. And yes, as I think I already said, same stockings, just smaller size. And I would imagine, oh, okay, so she looks like she's only going to have 2 hair clips as opposed to the 6 she comes with because the hair is different. So here you go, the little maps of Italy, kind of. And now moving on to the doll. Oh, you know what I think fell is her wig cap, but I don't need it at this moment right now because I'll do the wig last. I should just take it off while I'm dressing her. Yeah, nothing much to it. Not dressing her, sorry, but also removing all these plastic barriers that are all over these dolls. And I would imagine it's to protect them from dye transfer because the type of vinyl they use must be pretty porous. I've said it before. And one thing I don't know if I was really clear about before is I've mentioned it, but maybe not explicitly enough. That the dolls are ball jointed, but they're sort of held. Their joints are held in place by a string that runs through their skeleton, and so that string is really really tight. Which I'm used to that from collecting American Girl and Maple Leaf. Like 18-inch dolls have these strings inside them too. But if you're not used to that, okay, she's making a liar of me. Sometimes their limbs are really stiff and they can't hold a pose for the life of them, like they can't sit properly. But I'm just used to this sort of thing, and she's actually, again, making a liar of me because she sits pretty well compared to, or poses really well compared to other dolls. But yes, if you're not used to that, that may be a little bit of a deterrent for you. And so what do I want to do next? I think it's, yeah, crinoline after. And what is this, Velcro? I think hers has snaps. I think the back of her dress has a snap closure, which I will always say that I have to be careful when I open snap closures because the stitching is just a little bit more delicate than a Velcro. But the bad thing about Velcro is that it snags other materials. And sometimes when I'm editing back these videos, I will say half a thought. I won't finish a sentence, and so I'm often wondering if people are able to fill in the blanks, fill in my missing words in their head, because I'm pretty terrible for it. What's it stuck on? That's weird. It's like not pulling up. Oh, okay, it was stuck on her hips. Poor thing, for being so hippie. And the crinoline. So that was the other thing, is I learned that crinoline has to go on after the dress, or you won't be able to get the dress on over the crinoline. So as I'm getting her dress, I'm seeing a lot of differences between the two dresses, actually. She doesn't have the orange sort of underskirt. She has purple velvet, velour, whatever you prefer to call it. And the tulle that goes over top is quite different. It only has one layer. Well, yeah, 2 layers, but they're both orange, so it doesn't look like 2 layers the way Selena's does. But it is, I thought there would have been more variation than there is, so I'm not complaining about the variation or the lack thereof. I like that they really look like a cohesive set. I keep trying to peek at what the other differences might be. And so next will be the stockings. I'm trying to remember what the best the best order of dressing Selena was. But they're different dolls, so it's okay. Obviously, I went with the stockings next. And they slide up really nicely on her legs. I don't remember having... I find I usually struggle a bit more with things like stockings, but whoop, hers just go right on. I like that. And as I mentioned before, they have... Well, by before I mean the last video. I'm sorry about if I keep referring to something you may not have seen. So the heel that was sewn into that funny Italy map kind of thing can cause a little bit of trouble getting on the shoes because it's just held together by an elastic. That the ribbon is sewn to an elastic, so it'll spread. Oh, you know what? The shoe went on a lot. It went a lot more easily than hers did, so I was expecting it to be a little bit harder than that. This doll, I was about to say that she's making a liar out of me all the time, but in a good way, I think. How sturdy is she? I don't think I brought a stand over for her. Pretty sturdy though. And I've mentioned on here before that their vinyl is so translucent that when they don't have their wig on, they're basically, yeah, it's like somebody said in the comments, it's like looking at an x-ray of the doll. What should I do next? Let's get on the cape. I was about to call it a scarf. Too many dolls to open at once, too exciting. Okay, this is a hook and eye closure. And so there's a little, you may not be able to make it out from there, but there's a little purple thread just on the edge of this. So I think it should be pretty easy to manage as far as hook and eye closures go. But I will never understand why they don't just make it a more obvious color. And I'm looking at the fabrics here. I would imagine purple velvet or velour, whatever it is really easy for dye transfer. And because she's smaller, the velvet is touching a lot more of her than it is on Selena, for example. And yeah, you're watching real time as I struggle with this hook. How is it when she's all... Yeah, so I could see the neckline, the top of the collar, really messing with her, like her chin. Let me bring her closer just so you can see what I'm talking about. Something to keep in mind if you're ever gonna look for this doll or the other. And then full disclosure for me is that I don't really, the reason I was about to say I don't care about staining, but that's not completely true. I don't care much about dye transfer because the only other alternative, as far as I'm concerned, is that I can't dress the dolls, and so I just feel like if it's inevitable, it's inevitable, and I'd rather see them the way they're meant to be displayed. And in case you didn't notice that I cut so that I can go grab what fell out of the box. And so to go back to that video when I opened Selena, her silicone cap, because they used to be caps, not bands, was so stuck. And that's what made me think, compared to other caps that I've opened since, that made me think of Australia's heat. And I feel like the heat from Australia is what really made that silicone cap get glued together because it was fused. I didn't think I was going to be able to use it, but it was just a matter of not being afraid of ruining it because it's pretty stable. So that's an example of what I mean by the strings being really tight. It's going to make me a liar again. When I was trying to put her head back, it kind of bounces back into place, if you see what I'm saying, because of the strings. So sometimes if you care about your doll holding a certain pose, you may want to, I guess, I don't know if loosen the string sounds like a good thing to do, but just keep it in mind, and maybe in the future they'll be a little bit more posable. So that was the other thing. The wig is quite different, the hairstyle. So instead of having these long ponytails, there are two braids, if you collect American Girl, Kirsten style braids where they're wrapped up, and then they have, I don't know how subtle the streaks are, but purple streaks. And her purple streaks are pretty subtle too, and that's why I'm saying subtle, but that's maybe subjective. That's up to you to decide if they're subtle or not. But with her color, with the colors they're wearing, I think the purple streaks just ties everything together so nicely, and so does getting their wig on. I can't even tell how much I like them until they have their wigs on. But with this silicone cap, there we go. I think I got it. It's good enough. And how does she have these in the, okay. And I kind of chickened out last time, I think, with Selena, and did a lot of her hat stuff off camera. But maybe I've had enough practice now that I can show you. And also, there are only 2 clips this time instead of 6. And so the mechanism, it's another velvet bow. It's a velvet bow. All the bows on her are velvet orange bows, except for her shoes, which are purple. And then if you see these 2 prongs, they function as a sort of, not a clip, but you just stick it down into the hair somehow, however you feel is perfect. I don't want to go right at the back of her braid. I just don't want the metal to be visible. It's kind of visible, but I guess when she's displayed, I'm not looking at her from behind. Cute. And I do like this because it's so easy to put them on and take them off. And I was about to say something kind of jinxy. About to say that I haven't had them ruin the hairstyle. And then I was like, I'm putting it through a braid, don't say that. And then I said it. What I'm having trouble with is the hair, because see how the braid, the end of the braid is sticking up the top of her head? I can't get everything to go behind the bow. Maybe if I stick these in closer. I think it's fine. Nope, it's not. I don't like it. It's not the right angle, I think is what it is. And I'm very fussy about certain things. And in some ways I'm very not fussy, but these sticking up hairs are really getting on my nerves. There we go. And if it's not fine, it's just going to do for now. I'll fix it later. Even though I went into this thinking I wouldn't do that. The first one turned out so much better. Okay, and the other thing is I want the hat, the point that comes forward, I want that being in the front. And it's a not mechanism, but the way it goes on is 2 clips that you would then feed into her wig and snap in place that way. But getting the clips, there we go, to close back up is a little funny. Is it even in her hair? Yeah, man. And I was about to say voila, but not quite. There we go. So keep in mind, no broom for her yet, for them yet. But I think in September, October, in the fall, I'll probably be able to find her one. So here are the 2, let's say, witch sisters, Selena and Luna. And so as you could, because one thing I've said about Sibly's is they're not as detailed as the Fashion Friends, the 14-inch dolls. But the limited edition ones are quite They're pretty detailed. I wouldn't say they're as detailed again as the 14-inch dolls. It's just easier to get more details into a bigger doll. For the So when you got for the Playline Coreline dolls, the Sibley's don't have inserted eyelashes, but these limited edition ones do. And throughout some of my limited edition 14-inch dolls, a few of them have had inserted lashes on the top and bottom, which is wild to me. And I think that's all I need to show you from Luna before I move on to the first of two sets of two dolls. Did that make sense? It didn't to me, but I know what I'm looking at. So this big box here has two dolls inside it. So when the Czech dealer shipped the 6 dolls to me, they could only fit, because this was so big, they could only fit this with one other doll. So one came with Luna, and then one came with a limited edition 14-inch doll. And the first sister set is called Too Cute, which is Maya and then her Sibly. And see, now the funny oh, so that's how it comes. Okay, I was expecting some kind of fun, unique, different box in here, but here's what you get inside. It's just a regular shoebox style for the Sibly and the Fashion Friend. Funny. It's not that it matters. I mean, I don't display them with the boxes. How could I? It's just funny to think. And then it has more packaging inside just to keep all the shapes in there. So I'm only going to show you it this one time. Don't worry. It's just interesting to me. So maybe it's interesting to you. So it's Maya and her sister, which is Millie. And now I brought over my other Maya and Millie because I want to show you the differences after I've got these two dolls opened up, especially with Millie. I don't even remember that being her name. That's so funny. So anyway, they're, right, limited edition. So more wigs that I have to put on. Oh, and they also come with a dog. So they each come walking a dog, which I love when dolls have animals or dolls' toys of any kind. Oh, that's really weird. So first thing I'm noticing is she's got a girl power shirt and she's got a pair of holographic silver boots, which are both like Frida's outfit. Frida doesn't have the, well, she's got a tutu, well, not tutu, she's got like a crinoline type skirt. Weird, but because I haven't been collecting long enough to know who comes first. She looks like she has from here, she looks like she has a unique skin tone from the other Maya doll I have. And that's what I was kind of hoping, that she would have the lighter eye color, because my Maya, my Coreline Maya, cool, has darker eyes. So they look quite different, as in the few variations I could have, she seems to have them. So that's nice to see. And I didn't see with the Coreline Maya, I wasn't fond of this shade of, for some reason, I wasn't I wasn't fond of how this eye color looked with her particular wig, the shorter curly wig, and this one with the longer wig just appeals to me more for whatever reason. And so going back to her outfit, the reason it's called Too Cute is because both sisters have a sort of tutu style skirt with their outfit. And hers is actually really nice. It's nicer in person than it always is, but I found it very blah, but I like the doll in the pictures, but I actually really like the skirt in person because of all the ruffling layers to it, and it's got more layers than you can really tell by looking at online. Leggings, of course. I thought that I don't remember every detail, but I did not remember there being leggings. So of course, why would I think there would be leggings? There are always leggings if there aren't pants. And like I said, very funny. It's not the same girl power shirt, but it's funny that she and Frida both have girl power written on their shirt. Spice Girls, did they make a comeback? Or has that expression never left? Maybe that's all it really is. And now, as much as I like the skirt, my favorite piece of her outfit for sure is her denim vest. It's the softer, even though it's not thick, like human thick, it feels thicker, so it feels like a higher quality denim. Like there's more to it, and it's got a nice wash through it. It's Lila, a Coreline doll, has a similar quality of vinyl to her vest, but oftentimes the vinyl on, looking at my other Coreline dolls who are in front of me, the quality of the vinyl isn't this high. So for me, it stands out when it feels nice. So she's got some stiff limbs, just to talk about that again, to make people aware that, you know, you can't always tell on camera how dolls feel, right? So I should try to be a little bit more forthcoming, transparent. Do you think her shirt should be tucked in? It looks kind of funny sitting out. Let me just try it tucked in before I get to the boots. No, I don't think it needs to be tucked in. I think it would wrinkle it up. So speaking of the boots, I think these may be a little bit more holographic than Frida's boots, but they remind me of it enough for there to be two things in this outfit that are similar to a Coraline doll's outfit. It makes me hope that she came first so that you didn't feel like you were getting a sort of Coraline quality doll, limited edition. But I mean, it's a set, right? So the dolls came, there's more to it than just the outfit. You get the dog, and I paid euros, and so I don't even know what the price would translate, but I feel like I saw on the Ruby Red's website that these were $200. I think the set was $200, which seems really cheap when you think about it, compared to sometimes just one limited edition doll of the 14-inch size is the same price. So yeah, I walk back any of my complaints about the the outfit having Coraline elements. And I didn't really talk much about the leggings because they're just leggings, but they're coral. They're a nice color. They probably look really bright on the video because my camera does that to everything. But I think they're cute. They're a really perfect match to the coral color in her skirt. And these boots are cute. They're vinyl, so they feel nice. They feel like quality. The laces are not the stretchy elastic kind, so you don't have a lot to work with, and that's why this is my third time trying to tie up this boot. Me and my chubby fingers that I don't feel self-conscious about until I'm tying up a doll bow or lace or anything like that. And something I think I read somewhere, among other collectors, was that the limited edition dolls didn't used to come with any kind of band or silicone cap. And I don't see one included, so I think this might be of that era when they weren't providing the wig bands yet, which explains why you can buy them for like $1 on their website for the older dolls that didn't include them. Yeah, I'm not saying anything, so I'm just gonna say she doesn't have a wig band. But I don't know. Does that mean it's a bigger reason for me to glue down a wig? Because sometimes I just wish I could glue down the wigs. So really nice. She's got some of the same kind of highlight colors in the Coraline doll. It's brown with blonde going through it. And the only thing is now it just sits on her head. No wig band, no nothing. But I like it. I like how she looks. It looks so much better in person because I was questioning how the part looked, and I just thought, you know what? These things do that to you. Online, you can't tell how good something looks. And I think she looks beautiful. I love the lighter shade of eyes, which I didn't like about Coraline Maya when she had them, because some of them do. Pretty. Look at her. She's even photogenic. I can tell by looking at the monitor that she looks really good. But what I want to do now, even before I start dressing the sister, is show her next to my Coraline Maya to see if there are any other differences, or their skin tones are the same. I just got not excited that it matters, but like just thinking that they were different. So as you can see, sorry, Coraline Maya, I don't have her looking correctly at the camera. Sorry about that. So Coraline Maya, as you can see, she has like a darker eye color, and I love it. I love her with the darker eyes, and I wouldn't mind even if the limited edition, this version, had the darker brown eyes, but of course, you can't help but love having unique qualities to a doll, especially if it's a different character. And if you think she looks unique from her, you may not, but if you do, wait till you see her sister, Millie, whose name, that doesn't even ring a bell. And the last thing to open from her before I get to Millie is the dog. Oops, so it just, like everything else in this set. Oh, and I don't think I was clear enough that yes, I got this from the Czech Republic site, and it's not sold out there. Oh wow, it's got a little cute bow tie, but it's sold out. So they're clearly an older set because they don't even come with any kind of wig band or silicone cap. But luckily, they had them in stock. This and the other set that I'm going to show in a little bit later. So that's why I was very eager, and like I said, I paid a lot for shipping, like 65 euros for the dolls to get here, but it's okay because these are sold out and I don't really see them available anywhere. So before I get to Millie, this is how she would look, kind of walking her dog. And it's funny, if you look behind me, you can see Amina up here. She's walking a dog too. This is before I even knew the set existed. It's from American Girl from Julie's collection because I like accessorizing my dolls. And what should I do now that they're getting really busy? I'm going to put her in front of Selena, not to block Selena, but eventually I'm going to move some of these dolls out to open the other ones. And from talking about those differences between the two sister dolls, I'm actually really more so excited about her differences. So funny. So she comes with a little fluffy white dog. And another thing, remember when I said about Coraline dolls, her having similarities to a Coraline doll? Millie has the same thing. But I think in this case, the doll she has a similarity to is she came out first. And so let me talk about that instead of just sitting here sorting. Her top, her denim top or chambray, however, I'm sure it's supposed to be denim, but it feels like chambray to me. This is almost exactly like Jada's top. So the Coraline Jada, she has a top just like this. And instead of it being, is it an M up here? I don't know. It might be like an M like her name. Jada has a J, but then she also, I think she has, instead of a heart, she has a star. So very suspiciously similar to, oh, she didn't have any plastic wrap around her, so she's going to be easier to open. So suspiciously similar to her Coraline Jada top. Did I say all that right? But I think aside from that, she has her own unique leggings. Leggings. And then her tutu is a less detailed version of Maya's. So it's just 4 layers of sort of a swirly tulle instead of hers having the ruffles and then just a lot more going on. Oh, she doesn't have a top underneath. Jada has a top underneath this one, so I guess the other difference would be that you couldn't have her top really open. What Jada's, you have different clothing or styling options. So it's like the Coraline is more detailed. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding because these were, I know limited edition, but still a really, when I say well priced, I mean compared to other dolls, limited edition dolls particularly, by Ruby Red. And just in case I didn't show her shoes up close enough, they are they a glitter bomb? Nothing's coming off on my fingers yet, so it's a fabric shoe, soft, and the glitter feels like it would come off. I don't even know if it's picking up on camera. And then a sequined bow that's on an elastic that would go over her foot. Yeah, okay, I could see a little bit of, yeah, the glitter can rub off. I was determined to make it rub off because I could just feel it. You know what it reminds me of, these shoes? They remind me of, like a sour gummy. That's what these look like. And that's kind of what they feel like too. And I think it's like, I feel like the sugar is going to rub off on my fingers, but instead it is glitter. They're cute. I like the shoes, to be honest. And if I didn't, I could always change them up. But so now on to the last thing about her, the wig, well, for the dog. I'm just wondering if you, in my shoes, if you would consider gluing the wig down, or should I just think about buying a couple wig caps on the site with my next order, whenever that may be. It's a cute wig, very curly and little, I don't know if they're Afro puffs or just little, yeah, I think there's little Afro puffs on the top of her head, and then some, let me get it on and then show you. Why am I just talking about the wig? But I'm just trying to figure, I don't know if I've ever noticed if they have a band for the Sibly style size wigs. They must. Because if they ever had dolls that came without, ooh, I feel like I might need a band for her. Should I just glue them down? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to figure out. If I want to glue these wigs, or, maybe once they're on, I don't even care. But I am really, I don't know if excited is the right word, eager to show you the difference between Coraline Millie and this. So I believe this was the first Millie, because when they released the description for the Coraline Millie says she's a lighter skinned version of Maya's sister. And I didn't really understand at the time because I didn't know this doll existed. It was just a kind of a fluke I came across her. So I just thought, what does that mean? She's a lighter skinned version. Does that mean they're saying she's lighter than her sister? But they're saying she's lighter than she is, like herself. And so it's like everything is kind of different between the core line and this limited edition version. So the limited edition, as you can see looking at them, has darker skin, but lighter hair and lighter eyes. And then the core line doll right here, let me get my big head out of the way, lighter skin, darker hair, and darker eyes. But her hair, like her Bantu knots, have purple, sort of purple streaks going through them. And she has like a chocolatey hair color with blonde highlights. But you may already know by now that if the doll is different, variation, I just like seeing differences. So I'm really happy to have them both. And they're both cute in very different, like in their own very unique way. Their eyebrows are different. Does she have inserted eyelashes? Aw. No, so I guess these limited edition Sibly sets, the Sibleys don't have inserted eyelashes like the other limited edition ones do. So now I think I'm gonna clear out some space for the next, let's say, set. So after cleaning up all that mess, I realized I forgot to show off Millie's dog, her little fluffy white dog. He doesn't have a bow tie like Maya's. He has, I'm saying he, but it could be a she considering the sort of denim jacket. Is it removable? Oh, there's Velcro. I think it's removable. Okay, that's funny. So it's an outfit you can actually take off. You know, why not? So it's I guess like a little tutu and continues the tutu theme of the dolls. And that's why they're still on camera, because I realized poor Millie didn't get to show off her dog, who doesn't stand up very well. I might have to fidget around with him off camera to see if he's only going to sit on his face. Her face, maybe, because of the outfit. And you know what? They've only been here for a minute, so I figure they can have a little bit more screen time anyway. While I open the next limited edition doll, who's a solo doll. I don't know how I'm going to get him to stand up. Hold him up. So there's another limited edition doll, and I can't find a lot of background information. I think she's an exclusive to the Czech Republic site. Her name is Patricie, so I'm thinking Patricie. It's like maybe it's a Czech name. I'm not sure. Oh, she comes in a different kind of box. And so she's not on the Ruby Red, the main site where they, you know how they archive all their old limited edition dolls. And she looks to be the same face as Daisy and Wanda. So Wanda is the Wednesday Addams who is right here. And I fell in love with that doll from first glance, but because it's the same, it looks to me like the same face, and I could be wrong because I'm having a lot of trouble getting to know their faces. It kind of it really made this doll pop in my eyes. It lured me in. And I like her outfit. It looks very, like, is it Eastern European? I'm really bad with geography, so I shouldn't even say these things out loud. But you would already know what to expect from the box. But here's her certificate. She's number 80 of 120 pieces. So not a lot were made of her. She's got a very unique face, and I like her long wig, but let me get to it. How about that? Here are all her pieces in here. She's got a wig band, so at least she's... Oh, and it's a band, not a silicone hat, so she must be pretty new. I wonder why she's not on the website anymore, unless I don't know how to find her. And the TV box covering her head. Ooh. I don't like... Okay, they look so funny with the wig and then... Or sorry, the tissue paper surgery cap. Yeah, she has really unique eyes. They're very captivating. Because they're like a deep blue with a softer blue. And now let me get all the stuff out so I can get her free. To anyone who loves the sound of hearing tissue being opened on video, my apologies, but her outfit was really wrapped up in it, so I didn't feel very nice leaving that in there. So now let me look at the outfit. You know what's cute? It has that fabric that's in Kirsten's, the ribbons that come with her, is it her winter outfit? You know what I'm talking about? This right here, this, I guess it's like a rickrack, or I keep calling it that. I should really look at what that is before I keep saying that in every video I talk about rickrack. And it comes with this fur-lined vest, and it's lined and then fur-lined, and then some embroidery over the sides of the vest. And what else? A headband that I'll get to after, a crinoline, some knee or thigh-high socks. I guess I'll see when I get them on. What does it look like in the picture? Thigh-high. And then her boots, I'll show you those better after. So as I said, I've only seen her on their site, and oh, these are snap buttons, by the way, so I'll have to be careful. So if anyone is interested in the doll and they're not in Europe, just expect that shipping is going to be expensive. And they charge, even though the Czech Republic has their own currency, when I bought from them, they charge euros. And when they put through this order, they put it through as two separate orders. And so whatever their currency is, it is not as, so if it's 65 euros, let's just say, and then they put it through as 65, whatever their currency is, I don't even know, it's a lot less money. So when they put through the two orders to send the two packages as separate, does this open up? Maybe it's just elasticated. I'm having trouble getting it over her thumb. Never had this problem with these guys before. These little gremlins. So they sent through one as euros and then the other as their own currency. So I had to be like, thanks for trying to give me a discount, but can you resend, because you clearly did not charge me enough, because it was going to cost me like $5 Canadian for one of the boxes. And it's not even like I was being honest. There's no way they would have sent it, but it was just like, oh no, now there's going to be a delay. Because that's the other thing too, when I was communicating with them, because of the time difference, we would go back and forth over a matter of days before everything would finally get finalized. This dress is so pretty. It has such a nice fit, and I know it's hard to see that on her bald head, but look how it's just, I'm showing you now because when I get the vest on, you're not really going to be able to see the details of it, but the shoulders are so nice. I guess you'll still see the shoulders. It just sits so nicely on her. I like it. I like this dress a lot. And even though I don't know if I would have designed the doll with blonde hair myself, I like the style of the wig. I like the long curls. It looks really nice. And I don't know what I would have seen for her, but I guess I like the juxtaposition of this sort of really decorated outfit and then the long blonde hair. And crinoline is always a nice touch, isn't it? As her head smacks the table. How old is she? So she doesn't have the RRFF and a heart on the back of her head. Yes, the socks are definitely thigh high. At least you can pull them up as high as her thighs. So I like that. You know what it is? There's something wintry about her outfit, as I think is what it makes me think of. So that's why I like, with the fur-lined vest, these socks better come at least to her thighs to help keep her warm. And now I can show you, I keep smacking her head against the table. Now I can show you her boots. And I've adjusted to the length of her feet, but then every once in a while it hits me again. So when I look at these boots, they do look quite long. I would say disproportionately long, but maybe it's to help them stand. I'm just trying to show you the details of the leather boots. And the lace is more like a ribbon, which is interesting. I don't even mean that in a bad way. I just mean it's interesting. And then the boots, I have to untie them a lot now to show you, are lined with the same looking tartan as her dress. I think it's the same. No, it's a similar tartan. I hope you're going to be able to pick up on this, but here's what's inside the boot, which to me is always like an unnecessary type of detail because you're never going to see it after you dress the dolls. Ooh, I have to undo it more. I hate when the tongues fight me when they're going on the doll boot because it's like so many moving parts, you know? I'm trying to get the boot on. I don't have to be thinking about chasing the tongue as well. Ribbon bootlaces feel so strange to me, and they look a little extra. Not in a good or bad way, just extra. And oh, where does this belt go on? Does it go on over the... Oh. Okay, it goes under the jacket. Is that normal? Is that something I should have just known? Okay, and it's strappy. Buckly, sorry. You have to unbuckle. I guess it doesn't matter which way the buckles go. I question everything, which is why I always moan and complain about having to dress the dolls, because I always question if I'm doing things the way they should be done. I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay, so it does look like it's this way. I see it now. I figured it out. Broke the code. Well, doing up those buckles was a nightmare, but at least once it's on, you can move it around, you can maneuver it. It's not that tight. It looks very nice, but because it straps and buckles like little faux leather straps, handling them always makes me nervous because I feel like you can really age or accelerate the aging process of that kind of material because they don't, the fake leather, maybe they've even improved it over the years, just over time they start to sort of dissolve, I think. But I'm going by old Integrity Toys clothes, and maybe they were the pioneers and they figured out how to come up with kind of leather that will last longer. And also, I think it has a lot to do with your climate too, because I haven't had bad luck with any of my dolls, and I've with that kind of material that I've had. And Toronto in Canada, we have really brutal winters. I think they say that our winters are dry, but our summers are humid. So I don't know if that makes a difference. But the vest is so nice, and the fur on it is so soft. I keep showing you one thing at a time, and then I'll get the wig on her. So has anybody? Okay, so yeah, I haven't really done a proper wig putting placement because of the first doll had, and I'll do the purse last. The first doll had a silicone cap. Those dolls had nothing. And so she has the first wig band. So this is what you would normally get nowadays, which if you saw any of my videos, you must be so sick of hearing me saying certain things, if you're even listening. But it's easy to work with and it's less material. So I guess it's perfect. It's exactly what they need and they don't need to do anything else. You know what? Let me take the wig, the hairnet off over here. Is what's called the wig cap. So you can see the curls come out from here now rather than after I've got everything on the doll. Nice wig, right? You could hopefully tell. I can play with the curls as I see fit once I get this on. Also, I do like a good wig. I do like a good set of bangs on a wig. And it's funny what a difference getting the wig on them makes, because her face just got 16 times more sweeter. Whereas, why did you all of a sudden want to go to sleep? Let me put her down on the floor. She's tired. So I'm just trying to get her wig in the best place possible before I show her to you, as usual. Maybe Maya wasn't getting enough attention over there. It's like, you didn't fuss with my wig that much. I didn't need to. Hers, ugh. There's this one hair, you know what? When something like this happens, I don't need it. I don't need that hair. Anyway, I think I'm being a little silly because I really like how she looks with her wig on. Now I can bring her forward and finally show you the sweet face, which I do think might be the Daisy sculpt. And I know quite a few out there are much more, you have a lot more knowledge, you're a lot more knowledgeable, expert level, especially compared to me. I can't believe how uniform these curls are. Sorry, that's why she's in front of the camera so long. I'm just looking at her hair and thinking, oh, that's pretty nice. So here, you probably want to look at the back too. Really nice, huh? I like when they come together. If only they came out of the box that way. And then the last thing, second last thing, because she's got this headband. Oh, the knot is off to the side. That's interesting. Not you too, Patricie. These dolls are, there we go. I am going to have to figure out some doll stand situation, I think. Very weird. There are these leather, or no, not leather, these ends to it. I don't know if you can see from there. I'm kind of trapped in here between the dolls. But see those, they're almost like clips. I guess it's going to make it stay on her head better. Here's hoping. Yeah, that's cute. I don't know where it's supposed to sit though, judging by the certificate picture. And then here's her purse. You know what, Millie, let's just move you down here. I don't want you falling over too. While I show off her purse. And she does have a few stray hairs that always bother me. Again, faux leather. It matches her belt very perfectly. Is it even perfectly? No, it's a bit shinier than her belt. So I walk that back. And then the other thing about a black purse is then you really have to worry about staining. And I say that because I had an Integrity Toys doll, and I think I said earlier I was pretty lucky with staining. The only thing that ever stained one of my Integrity Toys dolls was the black strap, or the strap of a black strap of a purse. So the way she is in the picture, it goes over her fur. The way she's holding this in the picture, I like how it looks, but I would imagine it's going to turn her hand black. So I probably won't display her like this, as cute as that kind of a look is. So maybe I'm exaggerating the way her name's pronounced and it's actually just Patricia. I don't know, but the way it's spelled, it looks like it would be like a European pronunciation, like Patricie or something like that. So in my head, that's what her name is. And once I noticed her on the Czech Republic site, I fell in love with her. And I think it might have a little bit to do with Wanda. And speaking of that Czech Republic site, I'm down to the last set. So the last sister set from that website. So I should definitely clean up before I get to them. Maya and Millie are still sort of on camera. They're just kind of in the background. And they may get covered a few times as I'm opening stuff. So now the next set is going to be the Slumber Party set, which is Bella and her sister, whose name I believe is Bailey. And I already have a Bella who is in a fairy costume behind me right up here. So I'm not going to compare them because they do look quite different. And in my mind, Bella is no longer Bella. She's wearing a fairy costume, so she's a fairy in my doll mind now. The same situation as the last two shoe boxes, and they're just called, is that the full name? Bella and Bailey Combo Set, Slumber Party. If you want to see the sticker, I could have shown you that with Maya as well, but I forgot. I don't think of these things. Take your pick. Oh, so everything's with Bella. So because they're a Slumber Party set, they come with a pillow and a sleeping bag and pajamas, which means they're perfect for what? Making a little slumber party scene in your display if you're one of those kind of collectors. I happen to be. And then there's, so speaking about this Bella, where's her wig? Is it, I think she's missing her wig. There's her slippers. Maybe it's, you know what, maybe it's in with her sister. Let me see. Yes. I was trying not to hit the panic button, but you would have too, you know it. Or maybe you would have been like, it's obviously in the other box. Relax. So now that I can calmly open everything up. Funny little trick there, Ruby Red. Now I can open everything. Oh, it's very soft. That's not what I expected at all. What does this feel like? That's so weird. It is not so, because I have the sleeping bags that come with from Courtney's World and American Girl, and it doesn't feel like this. I'm wondering if the camera's going to pick up what kind of material it is. Can you see how soft? I don't think you can see how soft. That's such a silly question. But it is, it's really nice, even though it's going to go up into a display and I'll forget how nice it is, but wild. I like it. I like how soft it is. And then the pillow, I'm not even worried about the doll right now because the sleeping bag is so nice. This is so soft too. It's so weird. And whatever it's filled with, it's really squishy. This is so different from Courtney's. I'm not making fun of Courtney's sleeping bags, by the way. I'm just pleasantly surprised with how nice this feels. Okay, I have to move on, don't I? One thing I talked about when I opened Coraline Bella is that she has a very odd skin tone. I don't think it's in the same vein, but not quite as yellowy, greeny undertone. It just looks a little bit more, I guess she has let's say a bit of a tan, especially compared to other Ruby Red dolls, like light-skinned Ruby Red dolls. And so they also gave her a realistic eye color, blue. And so I think that's also why she feels less fantasy. And so when I bought the other Bella, it's because I knew I was getting that fairy costume on another doll. They're very soft too. Very silky. I like how oddly soft these pieces are. Anyway, let me show you the pieces. It's got like a, so then well, I don't know, is it a daytime sky or a nighttime sky? It's very blue like the day, but it's got moons and stars and clouds and they're sleeping. Like it's just a really bright night on her pajamas. Oh, are these, so they're sort of like silk buttons. I thought they would have been snaps. So let me undo them and then you can see the kind of buttons I'm talking about. Can you see them or they're not really showing up? Like, hopefully you can make out what I'm saying. So very nice. There's a functioning pocket, a functioning breast pocket. What about in the pants before I start dressing her? Yeah, so I'm oddly pleasantly surprised if that makes, if that's not too many adverbs, with how everything feels on this set. I think I was expecting less. I don't know, but they're nice. It's fun. It's a fun little set so far. You know, now that I know she has her wig coming in the next box. But do you know what she won't have coming in the next box? a wig band or silicone cap or anything like that. And the American Girl collectors out there will recognize the way the slippers are going to stay on with this clear elastic strap in the back. Grateful for it, because as long as their feet are, definitely wouldn't be able to keep these slippers up otherwise. Twist the wrong way. There we go. Much better. And then I'm going to, obviously, put on her wig, Sans wig band or wig cap, and let me see if I can get her to sit on the bedding. There's a pillow up here. Before I even get out her wig, I just want to see if she can sit up in bed. Oop. Oh, I already pulled off the elastic band. It's okay. I don't even know if they're going to wear their slippers to bed. You know what I mean? Oh, is she looking at you with her bald head that I would not make fun of? I'm not one to talk. All right, that looks like the bigger wig, right? Peeking at her sister, Bailey. Okay, so she has pink streaks in her hair. Because I've already mentioned that the Sibly dolls usually have core lines. Sibly dolls usually have streaks in their hair. And then Bella, I mean, there are more than just this limited edition and the core doll. There's also a splash of color, a splash of style doll. What's this? There's like some, is this supposed to come out? Is this what they did? So there's like a, oh, someone also mentioned that there used to be a sort of tape. I don't know if this was on the, see, okay, so I'm trying to show you, I'm just gonna leave it on there because I don't know much right now, but there's some kind of weird saran wrap rubbery thing inside her wig cap that feels really funny. And I don't know what exactly the purpose is right now. And this isn't the moment to learn. We'll just see if this goes on her head with that thing up inside there. It's always a different adventure with these little gremlins. Much cuter. Maybe as someone who is naturally bald, I have hair envy, and so I don't feel the want for bald dolls. That probably sounds heartless or self-deprecating. I don't know, it's too far forward. So yeah, if anyone recognizes that, oh, it keeps slipping back. Maybe that is supposed to come off. Maybe there's like a tape up, like some kind of tape underneath. Maybe I'll look at it later. But for now, oh, I didn't even show her to you. So now I can show you her blue. So she's still got the yellowish skin tone like the other Bellas do. And instead she has blue eyes. And I think the Splash of Style Bella has blue eyes too. But I don't like her wig at all. The Splash of Style Bella, her wig, something about it looks really flimsy. That's, I think, the best word. And so I have no desire. That's definitely one doll I'll never have. Same with Coraline Hannah. I like her Splash of Style doll, luckily. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out her wig because that whatever's inside it must be something. Must have some kind of purpose. And now I can move on to Bailey. So as you would already know, there's a wig in here and a set of pajamas and little slippers. And then let's see. She has a different skin tone. A little bit more tan, let's say. And the only protection she has is around her neck. So I guess they were still figuring out how to do the things they want to do for a little while. Yeah, I can't. What does her skin tone remind me of? Is it like apricot baby food or something? If you know, you know. I guess all I can say. Yeah, she's, oh, does she? No, for a second I thought she had inserted lashes, but it's just painted. And either I got excited or they're painted in a way that from this angle, they look, yeah, they're just soft. They looked inserted. Yeah, those are just soft. So could you imagine they skimped on the Sibly's pajamas as well? That would be funny. So I guess to explain the pajamas, in case you're curious why I keep talking about how soft they are, they're just like a cotton poly blend, so they're really stretchy. Very stretchy, in fact. And so that just kind of makes them feel silky, even though I know they're not silk. They kind of feel like it. And then everything else about her outfit, pajama set, it's just a color reversal of Bella's, except the elastic band on the back of her slippers, they're not as tight, so I feel like her slippers would definitely fall off. But again, they're not going to sleep with their slippers on, so it's fine. So I can at least show you the buttons. So like everything's the same, breast pocket, same materials, but like I said, reversed color. So blue slippers, pink pajamas with blue lining. And now let's see what's going on with her wig. If she's got that strange, and can you still talk about her skin tone? Do you see apricot baby food? Do you have apricot baby food where you live? Does it still exist? Let's see what her wig is like. How do I even open this? Surely it does open. Okay. I'm trying to look at if there are any differences in the wig at all aside from being smaller. Yeah, it looks to be the exact same style. The hairnet, yeah, hairnet was a lot harder to pull off. It's got that same weird elastic stuff inside. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm going to take hers off. It feels kind of not sticky, tacky. Do you know what I mean? Ooh, ew. I hate it. Ugh. I don't like this at all. I hope it's not stuck to me. I feel like it's attacking me because I'm dramatic. I am, but also some of you might feel the same way about that stuff on her wig cap. But you know what? It's probably a pretty smart idea because I would, yeah, it's causing good friction. Like the way hers was sliding off from the protective barrier, hers is doing the opposite. So I'll definitely brave up and remove her saran wrap that's covering the tacky inside. They basically are the same as far as the wigs go, just smaller. Probably look at you though. Did I get it on nicely? It's looking funny on the monitor. Yeah, that's the other thing. I will sit here and question the placement of the wigs for hours, maybe days, as I look at them. There you go, much better. You know, let's see if she can sit next to her sister on their little sleeping bag. Because it's probably obvious that I've been planning all these dioramas and ordering wallpapers. It's when I'm at my happiest doll place. There we go. And now, so this is the end of the dolls I got from what was originally going to be me unboxing. I hate this stuff. Me unboxing my Czech Republic haul. But I have two more dolls that let's pretend they kind of go together. And before I get to them, I am going to clear out some space for the last two. And it's also the outfit is coming up too that I mentioned at the beginning of the video probably a long time ago by now. The first doll I'm going to open up these two is a new release. Her name is Kiki, and she's limited edition. I bought her from the main site, the Hong Kong headquarters site. And I ordered her the day she went live. So she went live 10 a.m. I think it was a Saturday morning, Eastern time. And it was my first time having a lull on the site. So I was certain the doll was going to sell out before I was able to get through because there was so much lag I could not even get her added to the cart. I couldn't even get on the website, never mind the, what was I trying to say? Adding her to the cart and all that other stuff. So I was just like, oh, I guess she's a really popular doll. And I believe, she's a Chinese doll. So somebody had told me that the Asian dolls, limited edition, are really popular when they're released. So I thought, okay, this is going to be one of those times. But she's still available. And I think it's been at least 2 weeks, maybe 3 by now. So I was worried for nothing, but at the same time telling myself, don't stress. If you can't have it, there are plenty others you can have and do have, so calm down, you'll be fine. And so saying that, she's also the same mold as Marvis. So technically she's the Marvis mold because Marvis was the first one to have this face. So after I get her all fixed up, I'm going to bring Marvis out to compare them because it's another, oh, her earrings are already on. How was I supposed to dangle like that? It's another instance of how amazing, what an amazing difference it makes just to have a doll with a little bit of a different pigment, eye color, hair color. Because she's black hair, brown eyes. Marvis was blonde hair, blue eyes. So what I consider opposite. And these earrings, okay, I'm just trying to get the earrings to dangle correctly because they're a little twisted up and that just makes me a little nervous. What attracted me to this doll, aside from her, you know, being a doll I already have, but with a different coloring combination, is she has very interesting and unique fashion pieces and accessories. And this is her dress that goes underneath. Okay, so I'm so glad there's at least a little bit of a cheat sheet by the certificate. Her number is 36 of 200 dolls. So on the back of her dress, As you can see, really flowy kind of dress. She's got 2 snap buttons on here. And if anybody follows the Ruby Red YouTube page, they talked a lot more about the details of the type of dress and I don't know if you can see this over here. There's this little accessory that comes with it. It's a piece of art that I'll show you, but I won't try to explain too much, especially by saying what it's called. But if you are really curious about it and you go on the Ruby Red YouTube page, Fred, who's the son of Ruby Ho, the designer of the dolls, he hosts the videos and he talks a lot more about it, and I think even shows an artist who I think the artist who actually made the, what do you call it, the proof of that they copied or that they printed, I should say. So are there so many? Am I even doing this right? Well, I guess we'll see when I put the second piece on. How does this open up? How does this go on? Anyway, I'll show it to you. It's like I'll show it to you and then I don't, because I'm really trying to figure out how to open it up and get it on her. I'm such an amateur. This is so bizarre. It does open somewhere, right? Oh, okay. So there are more snap buttons. They're hidden on the side. To anyone who's already opened their doll, I'm so sorry. If you did that and then watched me struggle like this when it's probably very obvious to you. I feel like these open up too, right? These ought to open up. Oh boy. Why couldn't it have just been open? But I guess if it was open, I wouldn't know how to close it. Do they snap? Okay. That is very... I feel super, what's the word? Uncultured and uncouth, but I think these separate. This is like a button that pulls out. There's like a little strap, just super tight. So I'm probably not going to mess too much with it on camera, getting it done back up, because these, there we go. Okay. Hopefully they do it more easily than they undo, because that made me feel a little stupid. But I love it. I'm sorry, talking about the garment itself. It's very light, and the material is, I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of like, not mesh, but it's woven in a way that there are not holes, because holes sounds like a bad thing, but it's just the garment is woven in a way that it's very light and breezy. At least it would be if a human were wearing it. Maybe she feels the same way. Okay, I'm going to try one just to see if I can do it on camera. Ooh, I don't know. It just seems really like I might need a pair of tweezers if I'm going to pull it through. So as you would have seen, there was a loop. Maybe you saw. And then, you know what? I'm going to do it off camera. I'm getting a pair of tweezers and I'm doing it off camera. You guys. Okay, figuring out the first one was really hard. And I did the one up at her neck because I thought it would be the hardest. So that's when I wanted to get done and over with. And I think the neck one would have been the hardest to do, especially if I did it last. So here's the thing. So as I said, there's a hoop here. And if you put your tweezer through it, you can't put it in all the way, because then the tweezer's closed and it can't grab the part you have to pull through. Oh, I wish I'd done the second one on camera. It was actually pretty easy. So you get you get the tweezer in through the hole, and then you grab this piece here and then just pull it over, pull it through. This is all like, I would imagine there's no better way to do this, but suffice to say, it is very complicated, or it is very not fun. I'll just put it that way. Because maybe for other people it would be easy. It wouldn't be as hard as I'm making out, and I'm just a big baby. Because I'm always already complaining about having to dress the dolls. But this was an exceptional time. So if you had a better tactic, please share below. Other people would probably benefit from hearing from you and not from my weird tactic. But that said, I love how it looks. And now that it's on, I will forget the pain and just love the way it looks. Just the way I love the way these boots look. And they called it, I think they called it a whimsical fairy style or elf style boot. And I don't know enough about fashion to say if this is something people actually wear in real life, or if she's got a little bit of a mystical element to her. But as you can see, they're pretty unique boots. And the bottom looks just like a normal boot. It's cute. And luckily it has a zipper. I love when boots have zippers. No more buckles for me, please. But a buckle might have actually looked nice on this. Bite your tongue, Blaine. Just because of the whole whimsical element to it. But this is another thing that made me really fall in love with the doll, was this overlay. I had no idea what the underneath dress looked like. Maybe I didn't, I just forgot. But the boots and the top that I'm not going to try to remember the name of because I know I will say it wrong anyway. And without her wig on and these boots, she looks a little elfin, doesn't she? Elven? Is that how you get my big head out of the way? It's not even working. You know what I'm saying? Because her ears kind of stick out in a very cute way. So now I'll do the purse last. And then I will talk about that little art piece there. Almost pretty lucky that I got 2 dolls with long, luxurious curls and bangs. So there's one blonde and one black. Seeing her come together is always nice. She's got really long bangs. Should they be this? Kind of makes me question, as always, but it makes me question if I'm pulling the wig down too far. I guess it's fine. I don't seem enthusiastic this time, but it's because it looks nice. She looks cute, but I'm just really feeling like I put the wig in the wrong place. Yeah, I see too much of the wig band. But if I don't bring it too low, are her bangs supposed to be, they don't sit that low on the picture. But you know what? I'm not having her, I'm not going to do it pulled back too far. I'll just have her, ooh, I did not get this wig on right at all. It's different everywhere. Oh, and every time I pull one side, maybe I just have to pull it forward. Ooh, sorry, Kiki. Okay, it's getting there. It's getting there. I'm just not the greatest at this. I'm not the most confident at it, I think, is the real problem. But now she looks really good. And I can finally show her to you. Love these long curls, just like Patricie. So now, the bangs look a little low, but it's okay. I like low bangs. It's just she doesn't look like that in the stock photos, so it just makes me think I did something wrong. And I'll show you the curls up close. So nice, even though you just kind of saw the blonde version. But if you're like me and you just kind of prefer how dark hair looks, then you'd appreciate seeing it in the back. And I'm doing the same thing I did with Patricie, where I'm messing with the curls because I can see them on camera. I should stop. And before I put on her purse, actually, I'm going to bring up Marvis, the first doll of this sculpt, to show you just how different they look. It's like I learned things about the sculpt after seeing it on Kiki here. And they just look so fun. Like, not funny isn't it like funny, but it's funny how different they look. Do you know what I mean? Oh, poor Kiki, can't even see her. Made her bangs too low. So here you go. Marvis is extremely pale, which I don't understand why she would be paler than Kiki. But it's okay. It's fine. I always sound like I'm complaining, but it's just looking at them on the monitor, I'm surprised that Kiki is so much darker than Marvis. So yeah, I hope that gave you a little bit of insight into their sculpts and how just a little minor tweak to the face up and different hair and eye color. And they just look so different. Now, though, I should really give this girl her purse since she's probably waiting for it. Being in this box for, I don't know how long I've had these dolls sitting, piling up on my dining room chair. So there's a chain with a ribbon going through it, and the ribbon seems a little bit longer than the chain. So I'm just trying to figure out if I can, if I can pull it through here or something. Because you see how there's, see that little part that's sticking out? Is it right here? I don't know if it's picking up because of my big face. So I don't know how to feed that down. Do I really have to go one at a time? Anyway, I'll do that later. It's just when I see these little imperfections that I'm trying to show you, and I want it to be seen in a good light, but anyway, it's still a cute purse. It perfectly matches the material of her boots. Just a quilted version. So there's not much to see aside from that. And I don't know how much it would stain, but I'm just not going to have her hold it. How about that? Maybe that's a little bit safer, of a safer way. I'm going to have her hand resting on it so it doesn't fall off. And I'm going to put her over to the side a little bit while I talk about this art piece that she comes with. And like I mentioned, I'm not going to talk too much about it. I'm not going to try to give you information because I'm going to be wrong, and there are better places to go to get that information. But from what I remember in the video that Fred on Ruby Red, what he explained, or when he went there, is this kind of art is made with heat. So I don't know if it was like a hot knife or some kind of hot straight. Why does it look like it's getting less and less straight? Anyway, so it's the picture of Kiki, so it's sort of like based on her I'm assuming on her concept sketch, and it's on this, it's not parchment paper, it's almost like it feels like wallpaper in a way because it's got texture to it. It's I don't know if you can, I just want you to see all the details. There we go. Okay, so I think you can see the paper. It's almost like a wallpaper, you see what I'm saying? And then a print, is it, oh, it feels like 3D. I assume it's a print because there are 200 dolls. I couldn't imagine somebody did 200 of these, but you never know because anyway, imagine. It feels almost like it is not a print, or like not a copy. Weird. Anyway, it's really nice. So that's what I was trying to say. And when I get her up in her display, I'm obviously going to put it behind her. But for now, I just want to put it back in and protect it. Especially now that I feel like it's not a copy or like not a print of it. And now let me get this put away, and then I will move on to. Oh no! Before I move on to the last doll, I bought. So when she was released, that same day they released 3 new outfits, 2 for boys and 1 new girl outfit. And I got so they did an Alex size outfit, so because he's 14 and a half inches, the same as most of the girls, as the girls, and then they did a 15 and a half inch, an outfit for a 15 and a half inch boy, which is like Tom over the very end over here. But because I don't plan to redress him, I didn't go for that one, and I thought, well, maybe the Canadian dealer, Maple Leaf, is going to get them too, and then it would just be easier to get it done. But because I had to pay for shipping anyway, I thought, well, might as well get the bang for my buck. And how did they get it in here so nicely? And get an outfit to go along with her. So I went with the boy outfit for a couple reasons, and the ones I just said, as well as I want to put a new outfit on Alex, the Coraline boy doll, because his outfit is really prone. He's really prone to staining from his shirt. So I thought, okay, here's an opportunity to have him. Why do these look so long? Did they give me the wrong one? Ball Adventure Brown. These shoes look really big, but anyway, maybe I'm remembering wrong. You know what? I'm gonna look in. I just don't want to give false information. Give me 1 sec. That is so weird. I looked it up and they gave me the 15 and a half inch boy outfit. I'm still putting on Alex so you can see how it fits him at least. And it was the one that sold out first. They're both sold out now. I think I already said that. And when the first one sold out, so this is, I'm not mad. I'm just like laughing. That's all it is. It's just like, the reason I notice is because these are big for Alex. So another part of the reason I was like, well, I don't really need to have these big boat shoes that are literally like boats rather than like, the style of a boat shoe. So I was like, I'll get the 14.5 inch one because I like it better for that purpose. And you know what? I'm going to be happy that I have one. And if these do come to the Maple Leaf, the Canadian dealer, I will get the right size for Alex. But he's just gonna wear big shoes for now, and it's okay. Maybe I put through the wrong one. I'll double check my order. Except I've never had it in my mind that it was the wrong one. So we'll just get to see how this fits on a 14.5 inch doll, I guess. I was surprised that my voice cracked and everything as if I'm really upset, but that's not what happened. I was really surprised that the bigger outfits sold, like for the bigger boys, but I guess there are more boys like that now. Oh no, it's too big for him. It looks so silly. It's fine. He's just wearing his Big Brother's outfit, I guess. Oh well, a snap button too, because it's boy clothes. But see now, if this didn't sell out, sorry, if the one I thought I bought for him, no, I know I bought the one that was for him, but you know what, maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Just to make sure I wasn't saying any false stuff for the rest of the video, I looked it up, and I did order the blue outfit, not the brown one. So whatever happened, happened. It's not the end of the world. They cost the same thing. It's just unfortunate that it doesn't fit him. Do I even need to untie these to put him on his feet? Let's see. Oh boy. Oh, sorry, Alex. We still have to risk you getting stained. Oh my. Okay. If I thought the feet looked big on the 15 and a half inch doll, I guess Tom has a summer outfit, even though I love his outfit so much. Oh, does the toque even fit him? Let's see. Or the beanie. Nothing fits them. Just so you know. So if you liked this version of the outfit, but only have Alex, or I guess there were other 14.5-inch dolls, boy dolls before, this doesn't fit at all. Maybe the shorts are okay, but the top is too long. The toque's too big. I didn't even know that their heads were a different size. Does that mean they can't share wigs? And most of all, the shoes. I'm so sorry, Alex. Tom is going to steal your outfit. Someday. Maybe he'll wear it. So now that that's out of the way, as silly as that was, I'm going to open up the last doll. Not the last ruby red doll I'm ever going to have, but the last from a haul. I'm hoping I'm never going to let all my dolls pile up like that ever again. And there's an interesting... So this actually came from the Canadian dealer, Maple Leaf, Ruby Red Dolls Canada. And I learned... So this is 2 dolls that they had that are Girls of the Orient is what it's called. And the first one I got was named Tala. This one's named Spring. I opened up Tala a long time ago, and I was hoping that she was so beautiful that people would buy Spring before my temptation would get the better of me, but that didn't happen. And what I didn't realize at the time when I opened Tala, the first Girl of the Orient, was... So, because whenever you're on Ruby Red site, as I said, they archive the older dolls, and these dolls didn't seem to exist. And there's so much to get to learn about a new doll line when you start collecting. This is not from Ruby Red. This is from Ruby Red Galleria, Galleria, I think. Only I would say Galleria. So it's a totally different website. These aren't even the same size as the Fashion Friends. They look like them, and they can wear the Fashion Friends outfits, but they can't trade wigs, so they can't share wigs. And the thing about the other Girl of the Orient doll I got, Tala, is I loved her wig. I loved everything about her, but her outfit was so fancy that I was just worried about displaying her in it. And because this wig is so fancy, I thought, okay, I'm going to have to display her just like this with this wig. Because you couldn't, with the kind of wig that it is, I just don't think you could put her in overalls, for example. But then, being on... So, like I said, I got this from the Canada site. And then I discovered, I realized, figured out, whatever, that they have another site called Ruby Red Galleria. Sorry, because it says they're an inch bigger, so I'm just trying to figure out exactly what makes them bigger, if it's just their head or what. They don't feel bigger, but she has shoes on, right? So whatever. I realized Ruby Red Galleria sells outfits for them and wigs. And I managed to get a really cute wig that I'll show after, if I ever do want to have her dressing more casually. But at the moment, I plan to have her in this beautiful wig here. It's just, when I was new-ish to collecting, I was trying to be a little bit sensible and limit myself. But as I'm opening her, she is my 42nd doll as far as opening goes. So there's no being reasonable. There's no limiting myself. I just end up buying everything eventually. Well, at least what I can. And I was worried that she would, trying to block out the glare so she's not see-through, and looking over at my Tala doll, and they look quite different. The eyebrows are different. Anyway, anything's an excuse, right? To just buy more dolls. But I also thought that the dolls' outfits, the Girls of the Orient outfits, were really beautiful and really detailed. And I'm still getting distracted by what is different about the size. What makes her an inch bigger? Because like I said, they can wear the Fashion Friends clothes, and I have my other Girl of the Orient wearing Fashion Friend outfit. So now let me show you her beautiful outfit. Sorry about all the noise. Hide her wig. Oh, so she's limited to 100 dolls, and she's number 56. And then everything else looks like it's the same wig band, so it's all still kind of the same stuff. Look, I'm already like, how am I going to get this all on her? This looks very complicated. Okay, so I think this goes... Sorry, let me just show you the different pieces. So what's beautiful, this is just like Tala's dress, where it opens like a fan. And it's just really... It's light and airy, as in the material is very light, but there's a lot of weight to it because of all the folds. So it feels like such a beautiful, high quality garment. And I think this goes on underneath this piece, looking at the picture. And then this is like a shawl. And the shoes. Okay, so I like the other doll, the other Girl of the Orient doll. Beautiful shoes. And at one point I was like, maybe I could have her wear, you know, kind of transfer back and forth between the two different outfits. But the truth is, they're not even from the same era, dynasties, I guess you would say. So it'd be really weird, probably really weird for me to have her have this wig, which is probably uh, specific to the dynasty she's from, and then have her wear that with another dynasty. Like, it probably would look wrong, and then I would look, what did I say earlier? Uncouth and uncultured again. So I'm probably not going to do that. I'll probably just get like eventually get a dress form for Tala's outfit because I love it so much too. Or who knows, maybe I will. I'm going to try a different outfit on her after I try the overalls outfit, which is what I made that joke earlier because that's what's coming. And I think for me, it was just about sort of, okay, so getting all the undergarment to get it to sit nicely. And I feel like they have taken this and wrapped it to the front to, I don't know if I'm going to be able to copy this, but they've tied it so that it sort of hangs down, the green ribbon hangs down. So I will do my best. Okay, there were no instructions, so you can't make fun of me for how uncultured and uncouth I am right now, because I know it looks terrible. But it was just the best I could do quickly to get, I don't even want to show you because it looks so weird. But anyway, this is all I could do. Judge all you want. I will try to fix it later. Too close. I showed it too close. Let me get on to, oh, her shoes before her wig. No picture of how these are done up either, but I think I remember from the website they're wrapped around kind of ballet slipper style. Oh, I should have shown you up close. I'll show you the other one. So it's nothing else has this brocade, however it's pronounced, fabric, purple, so silky, and then a flowery kind of embroidery to make it that brocade. Nobody ever corrects me, so I think nobody just ever hears me. And then I'll just wrap it around and show you how they look like in a second. Grr. So I think I ran into the same issue with her, the ribbon around her shoes that I ran into with the ribbon around her waist, in that I'm not totally sure I'm doing the right thing. I'm not confident, and my chubby fingers keep getting in the way. Theme of the night. So anyway, nice shoes. They're really beautiful, but I'm not doing her a lot of justice in this outfit, and all I can do is apologize and hope I can figure it out. So as I said, I'm going to complete the look as what's supposed to be before I show her in a more casual look. And then with what I've done with her belt here, I'll decide if I want to display her. No, I have to display her in her traditional look because that's the diorama I have planned out and the wallpaper I've ordered for. So I'll figure it out. It's okay. So let's see, the one last wigging of the video. Maybe not forever, but for the video. And I wanted to show the wig up close first because they're so, okay. I was wondering how they did all this. So she's got two buns around here, and then there's like a hairnet over it, so I guess it's keeping it in place. And it also gave, see this, I don't know if you can see the braid, if it's coming up clear. See the braid that sort of, it's sewn up around probably the hairnet wrapped around the buns. And then some little wispy bangs that come down in the front. And let's see how easy this one is to get on. Oh, the bane of my existence, my ruby red collecting existence, at least. It'll be fine. It just looks, oh no, it doesn't look very, I feel like it looks different from it looks different from the certificate and stock photos, but not the way I think it looks different. So after playing with the wig, do you want to know what makes me feel better? Is those wispy bangs I showed you, if I tuck them behind her ears. Because it fills in some of the gaps that I kind of left. I just don't know how to get it on any better than, ooh, I didn't see the back. Maybe the band has to go up further. I don't know. Maybe I'll dress her casually after all because the other wig will probably be easier than this one. But it's a beautiful wig, right? So aside from, also it's getting very late. I've been at this for quite a while, longer than I care to admit. So it could be that I'm just being a little bit crankier than normal, at least. Because it is such a beautiful wig. So anyway, I'll have to figure it out. I will figure it out. And then she's got this hair clip. Oh, it's a clip. Like an actual clip. So it runs into the risk of ruining this beautiful wig. So just 3 flowers that I hope I can clip onto her without causing any drama, without being any drama. I don't think it's going to be possible to do this without drama. You know what? It may be too late. Too late at night, I mean. That's as best as I'm going to get it. It's just kind of holding on to one little hair. Because I don't want to ruin anything and it's not sitting straight. Ugh, I want it to look nice when you see it, so that's me being a baby again. Here you go. If it's not perfect or not straight at all, just humor me. She's really pretty, huh? Like, I love this wig, and now that I've cheering up already, looking at her on the monitor, she looks better than I feel like what I've done to her. But she's so, this is a really pretty sculpt, but it's only for this, oh, I should put her shawl on her as well. It's only for this, what they call it, 15.5-inch doll. And so you know what I wanted to do? Since it's already so late, it's not getting any earlier. I'm going to try Kiki's wig on her, and I'm going to try each other's wigs so I can see how different these wig sizes are and if they really aren't compatible. I mean, I believe that they aren't, but I just want to see how. So, like, if their heads are a lot bigger, these girls of the Orient dolls. And another thing is they've had quite a few of them throughout the years. These are the only 2 that are available right now. I got the last one from the Canadian website, from the Canadian dealer. Do they look much different? Yeah, their head does look a little. It's not just bigger; it's rounder. I don't know if you can see from there. So this is the girl of the Orient doll. Oh, their heads do look quite a bit. Oh, you know what? I can see a difference now that they're fully dressed. I can see it. I don't know if you will, but I feel like Kiki's shoes have a little bit more of a height, so she looks about the same height standing. But you can probably see now that they're a little bit different. I hope this isn't a 3-hour video. It's starting to feel that way because it's so late. So let me see if this just kind of like sits on her head with no grip. That's not too bad. Why can't they share wigs? I disagree. I think they can share wigs. Cute. So let me show you yeah, I don't see any problems. I don't feel any funny fits. If anything, because the wig, what do you call it? The wig band was showing on the back of Spring's hair. So here's what she looks like in a Girl of the Orient wig. It's actually really cute. I don't know. Is she stealing this wig? I like it. I really like it. But I like her other wig too, so that's not even. But if I ever decide to, wow, if I ever decide to keep her in the wig that I ordered from Ruby Red Galleria, she might just have a new wig to wear. That is really cute on her. I wonder why they say they're not. Okay, look, before I get excited, let's see what the smaller wig looks like on her. If it'll even fit. It totally fits. I am so confused. And she looks really pretty in this wig. But like I said, I have another wig to try on her, which is also cute. I just would probably have to. Yeah, they can totally share wigs. I'm so confused why it said that on the site. The wig that I have, by the way, there aren't a lot of options left for the wigs. So anyway, this is how she looks in a ruby red wig. It's just the bangs are sitting funny because I haven't totally got that figured out yet. But I mean, you could play with them, have them sort of parted in a way, or maybe pull the wig back. Because that's the only thing about her is, oh, there we go. Duh. So wow, you could totally switch their wigs. And I know I've said that 15 times, but she is so pretty. I really like this wig swap on them. I'll have to think about it. Because in the meantime, I have all these wig hairs all over me. I'm going to open up the wig that I ordered from Ruby Red Galleria. And so that's going to be a unique experience too, because all I did was order this wig. I was going to order other things to try to, I think it was only $10 shipping. When there's not free shipping on an item from Ruby Red Hong Kong, not the Galleria site, it is $15 shipping, kind of flat rate. And then I the Ruby Red Galleria site, the flat shipping to Canada, at least, was $10. But here's the thing. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to put in that order to make it more worth the shipping. And then I noticed that I had this in my cart, and then I noticed it was sold out. So I'm like, you know what? I am blocking someone from buying this. I better just order it. So it's a $20 wig, $10 shipping, $30 wig. Yes. So I don't even want to talk about how much that would be in a CAD. Oh, so it comes in its own little like. Oh, okay. It's not an actual wig box. It's just a. Oh, pretty. That is so. As I was saying before my doll's lives started flashing before my eyes, the wig box that the wig is presented in a really nice box. It's so Ruby Red Galleria in this metallic red print here. I don't know if you can see with all the lights glaring, but it looks really nice, and it looks like it's in there really protected. So let me just pop it out. I don't even need a knife. And I'm gonna try it on her, even though I love this wig swap. I really do. So it's like, maybe I got this wig for nothing. No, I didn't get it for nothing because I like it too, and clearly I could wear it on, put it on other dolls because they will fit, and I'm gonna try it on both of them. So this is what I was. So I'm gonna try it on both of them, and I'm pretty sure it would fit them both. Just if you want to see it close up, it's sort of like a chestnutty brown with a reddish brown going through it, and wavy hair, medium length. And I think now that I know it fits these 14-inch dolls, there are a lot of people who could wear it. First, I'm going to try it on Spring over here because she is having a lot of trouble standing up. I hope the cuts I've made have hidden the fact that she's fallen over like 16 times. Okay, maybe 6. So if you want to see what she looks like in her regular wig, she's got a big forehead. I wonder if this will actually fit Kiki better. Or, you know, like one of the 14-inch girls. You know what? I think after seeing her in Kiki's wig, everything else is just going to be a disappointment. It's not that it's not a nice wig. I've seen her so pretty now in Kiki's wig, but still pretty. She still looks pretty. Ooh, careful with that wig because it's so nice. Don't want anything bad happen to it. Yeah, so this is how I kind of pictured if I wanted her to be in a little bit more casual of a look, I could put this on her. But like I said, I could put other wigs on her too. Now I want to be careful with this wig, so let me just do it off camera. Yeah, I think these are totally compatible with the 14.5-inch dolls. If there's something I'm missing and you can see why it's too big or something, let me know. But so these are on, like I said, the Ruby Red Galleria site. This went out of stock, so I don't know if they restocked the wigs, but they have them, $20 wigs, and they say it's for the Girls of the Orient dolls, and that they're not compatible with 14.5-inch dolls, but maybe everybody already knew that there wasn't a problem, and maybe they're just saying that, you know, to sort of cover their butts, but I think she looks fantastic in it. I really like the Girl of the Orient wig on her the best, but this is pretty too, right? I think anybody could wear this. I really like it. And I also, talking about the Girl of the Orient, I put her in the most casual outfit. Let me put this wig on her first to see which one I like best. Because I like the wig swap between them, except you know what? I think because Kiki has that piece of art that I'm going to display her with, I'd feel funny if she didn't have her wig that's in the art on. It would look like, who's this? It wouldn't look like a self-portrait or something, because I think that's what it's supposed to be. She's an artist too. And so, yeah, I could just have her be casual. I can have her be casual because I'm going to try to fix her outfit. I felt really like I didn't do it justice the way I put her outfit together, but I'm sure I could. But now that I've got this on her, I love this wig on her too. I guess, yeah, I really like this wig. Sure, it would have been better if I could have piggybacked the shipping with something else. There are a few stray hairs that always get stuck underneath, but great wig. So if anybody made it this far, I have no way to guess how far this is, but let me know who has the best wig combo. It's really pretty, huh? These dolls usually are once they get hair on their heads. Oh, speaking of which, poor Kiki. Let me get her wig back on her for The end of the video. So if you made it this far, thanks a lot, and hopefully you can chime in with what you liked or didn't like, or if you had any advice, because I feel like I went through a lot in this video. And it's really unfortunate that they sent me the wrong outfit, and I don't know. They're both out of stock now, so I don't know what they can do about it. I'll think about if I want to reach out to them or if I'll just live with it. But I, aside from that, everything else was wonderful. I love everything I got, and I maybe we'll just have to give that outfit to Tom. We'll see. Regardless, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you soon in the next one.